We all know that art is not truth. Art is the lie that makes us realize the truth. At least the truth that is given to us to understand. Pablo Picasso. Hello, welcome back on my fire signs Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius to the full moon reading for April. This is going to be the artist full moon. This is the channel, Firefly Moon channel, for all things moon related and moon cyclical related. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the Libra moon. So it is known as the artist moon, which is the ultimate expression of Venus filtered through the intellectualness of the air sign in which Libra is. Now, the ruling planet of Libra is Venus, so that is no surprise that it's the iconic epitome, the apex epitome of it. Now, Venus rules love and money, socializing and relating to the arts and aristocracy. So also, no surprise that this is an artist known as the artist's moon. Now, at this time, you may be overwhelmingly drawn to, almost compulsively drawn to participate in into an exhibit of art. Like you need to, in some way, to engage with an artistic project or an artistic belief or an artistic kind of obsession, like whether it's a certain like director that you have to watch, you saw one and you have to see all their movies, you know, or it's a project even that you started years ago and you're like, why didn't I ever finish that? It's time for me to pick it up. Like I have to pick it up. Whether you're an influencer, you know, this is that time to really get sucked into that to the point where you might ignore some of your other duties. So be very careful with that. It is also the outlet of creativity and the effects of the product on their audience. So it's not, you're just not doing it for you. You want to connect with other people and have other people connect with you, and to show a sense of a sense of gratitude and a sense of some recognition from people. Now, the seventh house, as I was saying earlier, is that act of accomplishing and seeking purpose as well. So this may be your purpose right now, right? Something artistic. Be careful not to cast other people as background or even subjects without, tracking their needs or taking their needs into account, because, one of the oldest, love tales of history, even the fact that, Xanadu and Kublai Khan, the Pleasure Dome Decree, throughout the sacred river ran down to an endless sea. Now, the original idea of muses, like there was a god and he had, hundreds or, tons of daughters, and he would send them out into the world to inspire the beauty of life. Like art represents a certain type of beauty of civilization, a beauty of humanity. Now, the thing is some people may not be comfortable being one's muse, where other people are quite flattered by it. So be careful, who, don't take advantage, right, of people's generosity. Because the creative sparks are flying and you may forget to ask for their permission, like maybe they don't, if you're a photographer, maybe they don't want their face all over your next art exhibit or in a book that's going to be distributed, throughout the world. And now again, I was mentioning before, Libra is an air sign, which is all about the mind and the intellect and thoughts. It also is a cardinal sign. So, it's about those light bulb moments and being a trendsetter. The tarot card that is associated with it is Justice, which is the number 11. So 1-1. These could be numbers that come up in the reading, or the 10 will come up, or the 12 will come up. It'll kind of let us know where you are, possibly. And it's all about coming to terms with our lives so that everything comes into balance, right? It's a time of reflection where all those choices you made for a reason, and they led to a lesson of some sort, and that has allowed you to metamorphosize into the individual in which you are currently. Now, you may be able to, like I try to say, is I'm already living this dream that I have. I just haven't caught up with reality. So yes, it is the current aspect of you in the time that you're living it, but that isn't limiting yourself to understanding the future you either, right? If I try to explain that correctly. Now, this is also known as the pink full moon. It is coming up really soon, actually. It's either today or tomorrow. So I'm sorry I got these out late. I've been extremely busy. Also, oh yeah, I already shuffled and cleansed the space. I should just, yeah, do this to him. Now, channeled messages that came through. There was a 6 of emotions and a Knight of emotions. And then afterwards, separately, I got a Magician and a 4 of Pentacles. So what I was really getting through that is someone specifically, there was an idea that you had about your connection with relationships. Like I said, this is partnerships. You know, this is the 7th house energy. Or love, you know, Venus energy, love and money. Like what your picture of future or life look like, you know, if you were young, you know, pick a fence. And I think you're starting to realize that all those visions have let you down. And I was getting really strongly pulled to the idea that it may have led you to be with someone who literally makes you feel bad about yourself all the time, and no one deserves to be felt bad of. And you may be realizing that you are happier on your own, and that you may be going a different direction, like this new, you know, loving yourself, this Knight of emotions, like moving from what you thought it had to be to this new image of yourself as self-sufficient and self-loving and self-care, this Knight, like offering yourself that cup of love, right? And what I'm seeing is the Magician. It's about manifesting somebody into your life that is more stable. I feel like you might like there has to be this spark. Like I feel like some of you, like that spark right away when you know and you're just in love and there's heat and there's fire, and you realize that spark is actually really toxic, that every guy you've ever had that spark with has led to a dismal ending, because you hadn't connected on any other wavelength except for some kind of perception of true love, I want to say. And I think you're learning that there's other forms of that, and you want something more stable, which is still beautiful, especially in this Muse deck. The 4 of Pentacles is a beautiful card. Like, it's just, I want to say comfort, right? It doesn't mean that can't grow into something else, but I see it as just being long-term stability. Okay, so I'm going to start shuffling, dealing out the cards here for our fire signs. And of course, we have a Leo coming up. And unfortunately, we also have a, I want to say Scorpio is death. But for some weird reason, I'm getting this, need to say Capricorn. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, one more. Oh, 10 materials. That's beautiful. So I'm going to get all the cards out before I start reading too much into it. But there may be a specific sign in here for either a Leo moon or one of your other signs, Venus or what I want to say, Sun could be. Oh goodness, in Leo. Now, also this is the Muse Tarot. So all of the cards are going to be read upright. Now, because I choose that because in the book, also Spirit, real quick, Spirit, please guide my Aries. What do they need to know at this time for their highest good? Thank you very much. So in the book that is accompanying it, they have only the descriptions for upright. Now, if you go online, they do have some options for the reverse. But since I couldn't just, you know, like when I started connecting with the cards, I was connected on that path. So I haven't changed it for these readings. What further messages for Aries at this time? What does Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? All right, thank you very much. Next, we move on to Leo. Thank you, Spirit. What does Leo need to know at this time for their highest good? Guides, guardians, angels. We're connecting to this artist moon. Then ruled by Libra. It's a Libra full moon, and ruled by Venus. I know there's a card that turned up. Oh, very interesting. And the 7th house. Okay, one final card for Leo's, please, Spirit. What do they need to know for their highest good? And if you want, okay. Let me see, is it just one? Yep, that would be right. Okay. Always nice when we get those kinds of very interesting indeed for our Leos. All right. And before I go on, I just want to ask, Spirit, did you mean for that? Okay, that's going to Aries. Because I, like, you know, usually if it flips over on its own, but I forced it, you know, like it was sticking out, and then, like, I touched it, and it didn't flip out right away, so normally I don't take it, but I just, for some reason, I forced myself to, and I was just going to ask Spirit, was that the card they wanted, and I didn't even get done saying it when it popped this out. So I'm going to move to Sagittarius now. Sagittarius, please guide them for their highest good, Spirit. What 3 cards do they need to know during this artist moon, this full moon in Libra, as also known as the pink moon, as we discuss the concepts of love, money, and relationships, and purpose, you know, how we seek purpose. Wow, there's a lot of air energy throughout all these. This is very interesting for fire signs. I mean, they're both very swift, so, but a fire sign that gets too much in their head is a little trouble. So that can lead to some temperamental issues. All right. Okay. So let me get this set up for our entire, what do we need to know as far as all the fire signs together. All right, so we have our 10 of materials, our death card. Oh, this is, I mean, I love death as in general as a card, and strength next to it. Oh my God, that's beautiful. And the 2 of inspiration. So obviously a new start and beginning, you know, like these, you're ready to go set out, and it's goodness. Let's see how this 10 of materials. Now, is this 10 of materials, like, is that come at the end of this rebirth? Or is it, are you leaving a situation that seems like, that feels like it's not easy to leave? There's a situation, there's something happening here, a situation where it's not easy to leave this situation because it seems financially perfect, it seems materially perfect, it seems emotionally perfect, like it feels like you have, I would say this is like, if I can only bring in an example, obviously they're giving me this to me, and I don't know how often if I've used that often. I was living in, I mean, obviously I mention this all the time, I was living in Berlin before here, and I loved Berlin. I'm still in love Berlin. I don't know how to explain this to people if they haven't met their soul city yet, or haven't lived in the city that inspires them every day and makes them feel like every particle and element of their body was meant to exist there. That's what it was for me. And leaving it was hard. I mean, I made the decision, so it was easy, but it is hard. It was hard. It still is hard. Like, so there's something that literally is the beating heart in your body. It is the sunshine in your soul. It is, you know, the dream in your mind. It is what I used to refer to, it was utopia for me, is what it was. And not just the definition of the word out of the dictionary, but there is a social theory referring to the concept of utopia being a, like, kind of quantifiable, as far as sociology can be quantifiable, entity, variable. And that's what it was to me. Now, so I feel like it is going to take all the strength that you can muster to go on this new path. I don't know if it is literally leaving a location. I don't see like a whole lot of travel specifically in this one, in this, like, you know, it's, I mean, yes, she's visiting something and, you know, traveling through, she looks like a nomad, basically. Maybe that is what you want to do. You want to become, you know, I just saw it today, a woman who, you know, she is able to work remotely and she drives around the U.S. In her Prius and with her dog, you know. But this is a new you, a new transformation. And I like that this is a moth too, because it is very much like, I like that caterpillar to a butterfly situation, because it's all about the transformation of a situation. Like, I mean, you continue to evolve. It's evolution. It's evolving. It's going to the next step. So there's something that is asking you to evolve. Now, this may be something that you had in the works, at least in your mind. It may, you know, it's something that you have put thought into, that you have, I guess, theorized, and that there are certain battle plans that you have laid out on the possibility that this situation does happen. Now, this may be a forced situation. You may be given a job opportunity to do something else. And obviously, the groundwork that you laid was the job application process, right? Now, for some of you, this 10 of materials isn't something that you're leaving. It's what's coming from this transformation situation. But in order for you to get it, it's going to require you to take on a leadership position. Now, I say that because Leo is a very leadership inspired, oriented individual, not in the sense of the emperor. Like, this individual doesn't lead by bossing people around. This person actually leads by leading through example, right? Like, by building relationships. And this is the house of, that is so interesting, this is the house of partnerships and relationships, right? Like, you don't force, you can't force a lion to follow you. You can't force a lion to allow you to sit on their head and walk you through the desert. You earn the trust and respect, and it's usually through empathy and strength, actually just showing up and showing that strength, showing that confidence. Like, I am your friend, you're going to do this for me, let's just start now. So it's going to require you to really embody that leadership energy, and again, not the toxicity of a leadership energy, but the real trust building, the real you know, through action. Okay. Now again, the Two of Inspiration, I guess in some essences it can denote travel, because you are prepared for a journey, right? You're preparing for a journey in some sense. Now that can be metaphorical. So I mean, I feel like, you know, some people obviously take it literally, but some people take it metaphorically. Maybe one of you who is watching this is on the Artemis 2 project, and you are, I mean, talk about, you know, transformation. I mean, none of you, and having that strength to go on this mission, you know, around the moon, because I see, you know, the telescope that's in there. Or it's you're the spouse of someone who's going, you know, on maybe being deployed or going away for a long time, and you're going to have to deal with handling the situation on your own for a little while. Let's see. Again, I'm pretty sure Scorpio is death, so I get death and strength. We have 1 + 3 equals 4, and the number 8. 4. Let's see, the magician. There's the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Emperor, and why am I forgetting the female version of the Emperor? Empress, duh. Okay. Which actually might be the Capricorn energy. So again, also, if you have Scorpio in your chart and you have Leo in your chart, either in Venus or of course sun sign or rising sign, those are or in the 7th house. this is just reinforcement that this more closly relates to you. So this energy is all about having to take on a leadership role, which is something that you are not used to, whether it is you're a parent and you have to get on a PTA board, or you have to start taking a little bit more attention to your children's, like their extracurricular activities, like becoming, you know, like lead mom. I don't know. I'm not on those kind of things. Community, you know, is involved, so it definitely might be something within your community. But it's something that maybe you are running for a city council, or, you know, school board council or something. So, like, it's very, it could apply in those directions for the various different people. I'm trying to see if there's any other message besides the overall. No, I feel like that's the important, that's the most important stuff. Now I'm going to get a card of inspiration regarding this situation, right? I mean, because it's very, I mean, it's really simple. Like, you know, this transformation and this leadership role, you know, it's either in the community itself, or you have to leave a community. Okay, inspiration about this. Okay, so this really has to do with the death card I'm getting, and the strength card actually also. So this card says, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Now, obviously, that's very applicable with the death card, because you can't transform without, I mean, you change. If you technically think about it in the context of this illustration, then it is a physical transformation. Now, some of you might be going through a physical transformation. Maybe you're hitting puberty. Maybe you're hitting menopause. I don't know. And a menopause is going to take, yeah, it's a rough one to get through from my understanding. But changing your energy about the decision, and which in an essence, again, the energy can always be like the words. You can bring things into life by speaking them into life. So you need to change the narrative around this situation as well, to help you come out on top, to really utilize the transformation to its highest potential. You need to alter the energy. Make sure it is only your energy too, or only positive energy. I'm getting a very strong sense that you need to drop all that negative naysayer, you can't, are you sure you're ready type of no good friendship energy, frenemy type energy I'm getting out of that. Now I'm going to read directly from the book, because this is a beautiful inspiration. You might, I mean, go to the theater as well, maybe for some of you. Like I said, this is the artist's moon, so there may be an actual aspect of an opportunity to, you know, you will find inspiration, because maybe it's something that you used to love doing. Maybe you wanted to be a ballerina or a dancer growing up, and you just haven't had the opportunity. So maybe even going to a show. You know, there's all types of dance shows out there that don't involve specifically the theater. Okay. Dance with life. It is an action card. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant, and you will fall out of flow with the universe. I think that's really perfect for this death card. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. I really should wear my glasses when I read these. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency, and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirits take over, when with each new bop, sway, and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected with the systematic beat. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift the energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's very, very good advice, or inspirational advice. It's time to shift things up and to find a way to dance along with the beat of life. What I thought of when as I was reading this too, is when I was going through the, inner child work therapy, one of the Kundalini exercises was I would have to get 20-minute, mixes of music. And I had to keep moving for that 20 minutes. Like I had to be dancing in some way, for 20 minutes a day. And it was beautiful. It really helped. I try and do it still. It's a practice that I try to maintain while, just in general. And again, like I said, it connects you to your intuition. And I really, really need to stay connected to my intuition, especially because I do things like this. All right. If you enjoyed this part of the reading, my Aries, Leo, and Sag, please like, share, subscribe, or comment in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to check out the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. Hello, welcome back. This is Aries portion of the reading. Thank you for being here in this artist's mood. So we have for you one extra card because I was uncomfortable with the way they came out. One, I love this card. That's probably why I kept it. I didn't know what it was, but whatever. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords Voices. Again, like I said last time, she reminds me of Miss White from the movie Clue. This Ace of Inspiration. Gorgeous. I love the cactus desert and the tribal pattern triangle that represents, the fire sign. This is the Three of Materials. A braid of heads. No, I'm just kidding. And again, the Page of Voices. I love this one because it's all about like getting smart, knowing your things. Get your stuff, right? Okay, so on top of the message about rebirth. So rebirth is what's happening right now. Leadership requirements to either join a community or stay in a community or leave a community. Okay, now this, for you Aries, there is, it's work related. It's teamwork related, and it's something new. It is absolutely something brand spanking new. I think you're joining this team, and you're going to have to find a way to fit into that team. And one of the way, what it's telling you is that, the way to do that is to not boss. Don't join the team and start just telling people what to do. It is going to be a situation where you're going to have to start doing work and performing to the highest ability and quality of your situation, and that will lead other people to make you their leader. Basically, you'll end up, zest for life. I'm getting zest for life. They're going to see like what you bring, the energy that you bring, and they're going to enjoy having you on the team. They're going to want to lead you. They're going to also want to mimic you in some way, I feel. Now, so these two. And I'm going to read these as separate, two different energies and entities because they are both voices. They're both air signs, and since this one kind of was stuck not coming out, this applies to most of you. Okay, so I feel that, there's three materials. It may be a small 3-man team. You may find 3 co-workers that you connect the most with and that you're going to build a larger like establishment and project team with. Now, there's 2 different, energies regarding some of you. Now, this is going to apply. Now, some of this hasn't happened yet, or some of this you're working through it right now. One is, there is going to be, like, you're going to, like, in order to do this, for some of you, you are going to have to do it on your own. This is going to require you to really grind your nose, like all the new information, like the way that the organization works, the key operating procedures, whether if you're on a project team, like you're going to have to learn what the requirements are on your own. You're going to have to investigate a lot of this on your own. You're going to have to communicate and continue to ask questions all the time about, you know, what the actual goal is, what are the guidelines and things like that, right? That is one energy. The other opportunity is that for some of you, there is going to be a mentor there, and she is going to help you. She's not going to be the most forthcoming and the most friendly, but she is going to help you know what you need to know. And she is going to give you little tidbits of wisdom, not empathy in the essence, but, you know, just like wisdom. She's just going to like kind of life bombs every once in a while. She's just going to drop this life bomb, and you're going to like, and she's not doing it out of the niceness. She just, it's not that she's not nice, out of the kindness of her heart. It's, she wants everyone to succeed, and she sees potential in you, but she doesn't want to get close to you, or is not going to get close to you. But she feels like every woman should have the opportunity to go through this. Now, I did say woman there. It doesn't have to be a woman. Neither do you. But there is going to be a situation where you either you're going to have a bit of a mentorship, or you're going to have to really learn the ropes on your own. And that's what I'm getting here with you. But what this is, it's a beautiful new opportunity at joining a new team. Like this looks really, it makes you happy. It looks really joyous is what it does to me. Like, I mean, this looks like sleepovers. Like, oh, you're almost going to be like inseparable, you know, you and these three. And this may lead to future projects as well. Like, I mean, even if some of you leave the organization that you're with, you may decide later on to cooperate on things. Like maybe you are putting a grant proposal together yourselves, or maybe you're going to publish a book together yourselves, or maybe you're going to start a newsletter together, or a podcast. Like, I don't know. There's something that you're like, this opportunity is going to lead you to these three people who are going to become staples in your network, I feel. All right, Aries, let's get a advice card from Spirit for you. What does Spirit have to say regarding advice to the situation? Now, the inspiration, you know, is definitely, you know, change your energy. So I think that's also very apt. Like when you get a job at a new place, you know, of course you have to change your energy. It has to, you know, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. Anyways, okay, so your advice, Aries, here's the last quarter moon in Capricorn. Okay, so this is also part of that Capricorn energy I was getting. Leave the past behind. Very interesting advice. I mean, this is very good advice, especially since this is a new ace of inspiration. So what I'm getting right off the bat with that is that, again, and like I said also earlier, like in the channeled messages, that 6 of emotions came out, which is all about kind of like, you know, nostalgia and retrospection and stuff like that. I think it's not saying don't forget where you came from, again, because the whole thing about this artist moon is knowing the choices you made and coming to terms with who you are, right? And becoming this person that you are. But you don't, it's that you need to let go of the connection. Like I was saying, like my connection to Berlin. You need to let go of a connection to something so you can fully realize where you're going. Like it doesn't have to be connected to anything. Don't go in there saying, oh, this is what I did at this place, or this is, you know, what I did at that place. Like this is a whole new opportunity to be what you can be and do now and going forward, right? Okay, so I'm going to read directly from the book so as not to get anything, mistake anything, but it is, I'm just getting a very, it's not saying leave the decisions you made behind, but it is saying you don't have to take the you who existed yesterday with you, right? And again, that's all about that death and rebirth. You know, it's to be someone else. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. Something is standing between what you want and how you can get it. That's okay. Now you know it's there. You can do something about it. You just need to be strategic. It's wonderful to go for things with childlike, carefree attitude, but drawing this card suggests that you need a proper plan as well. Leave the past behind. You may need to move through and clear a criticism someone has made of you, which has somehow burned itself into your brain. You have work to do. Exactly. That's the thing I'm trying to, like, even when I mentioned earlier, like with that, you know, 6 of emotions and that Knight of emotions and loving yourself, it was all about like you're being with someone that made you feel less than you, less of a human, you know, that didn't respect you and didn't show their worth for you. Like, no one deserves that. You are more than that. And I mentioned that frenemy, you know, energy earlier with leaving that behind, like that frequency, like those naysayers. Yeah, gone with it, cut it out. Right? This is the time of inspiration. This is the planet of Venus, love, money, and even partnerships. Like, what kind of partnerships do you want for yourself going forward? You don't have to cling to those unhealthy partnerships. You're worth more than that, right? Before we close, I want to do a short little affirmation. So I'm going to have you slow down, take 3 deep breaths. On the last inhale, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And then after you exhale, you're going to repeat after me, either out loud or to yourself. So let's take the first deep breath in. Release. Set the intention that this time is for you. Second deep breath in. Pure white light. Release and let everything go. Now close your eyes. Deep breath in. Relax your shoulders and repeat after me. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. And again, this kind of bleeds into, we have, you know, a 10, which is the end of a cycle. And for you, we have this 8, which is the beginning. And, you know, the 10 of materials has to do with circumstance. And the 10 of inspiration really has to do with passion, right? So I see a passionate beginning starting here. And that doesn't have to be love. Again, this also has to do with money. So, maybe, you know, career, like I said, is mainly what I was feeling with this. And, you know, the partnerships can be work partnerships. I mean, this is a great partnership card. You know, it's all about, I mean, look at how strong this partnership is. Look at them. They're so comfortable with each other. They're basically melded into one being. Like sleeping opposite directions in a mini bed. All right. Thank you very much, Aries. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. You can comment below. I'd love to hear. And don't forget to check the short breathing exercise out at the end of this video. Love and light. Hello, welcome back, my Leo moons. Our Leos, of course, got a Muse card, the highest of all cards. Of course, in this though, it is voices and the world cosmos. Talk about ending of cycles, right? Karmic cycles, a big karmic cycle, and this 8 of voices. I mean, very, very interesting. Like I was mentioning, and because, like, again, there's all this voices energy, all this intellectual thoughts and ruminations, you know, in your head, and feeling so constricted by, by these beliefs is what I'm getting right now. It's not just thoughts, it's beliefs. You know, it's trained behavior. I'm feeling bondaged, you know, like just really restricted. And I think this transformation and this death that is seemed to be happening is having to, you know, release yourself from this mental cage and, you know, change your frequency. It's all about changing your frequency, right? Like, new perspectives on this can make it beautiful. I mean, that can be a sexy image. You can switch the colors around, and what happens, you can, like, some of them are vertical, some are horizontal. What happens when you change that energy around, you know? Do things flow outward or do they flow upward? But I see that what you're working on is an end to this cycle. And I think it's that you're taking control. You're taking control of your thoughts in a very humanistic manner. I think you're going to be more forgiving with yourself. Oh my goodness. And this is the pink full moon, isn't it? Oh my gosh, which is the Libra full moon. So for some of you, okay, what I'm getting is definitely, since it's specifically the pink full moon, I'm getting some of you are actually artists. And you have been really limited recently. You have felt that your work isn't expressing what you want it to express, that it's not presenting the image that you are trying to present, and it's not fulfilling. Like it's causing more pain and more stress to you than it is beauty and light and love. And I think again, with this transformation, it's all about changing the frequency of it. So some of it, like I just said, is maybe flipping the colors around, flipping the angles around, you know, like turning the vertical horizontal and the horizontal vertical, or the blacks white and the whites blacks. I'm not sure, but what I'm seeing is this is kind of like an epiphany moment. Like you're seeing the color, you're seeing the light, you're seeing how to, like, and if you'll see the light, the lines in this, even they're going diagonally, but they're moving like geometrically in alignment with each other, right? And I think it's going to close up this cycle of yours, and this, and or some of you, even you're an artist inside, but you haven't been able to be that artist outside, and you're finally shedding the restraints of that, and you're like, I'm going full head on, and I am so engulfed with this project, I need to make it happen. And you're using all your willpower, your mental willpower, and your strength to get that done. And you're staying focused. Like, and some of this doing something is like, you have to change your energy because something's possibly blocking you, because you don't have a clear path, you know, as to how to get there. And I think that's what this is going to help you do. This is helping you find that clear path and becoming more structured. Now, I think there's also an energy that is requiring more structure. Actually, between the 4th and the 11th, it is all about dealing, let's see, the full moon is Thursday, is tomorrow. So dealing with the inner child wounds and closing out toxic relationships. So this could definitely be like an inner child wound in regards to, this is something that maybe you wanted to be, when, like, you wanted to be an artist, maybe animation, cartoon, dance artist, like I said earlier. There's something creative in you, and you wanted to be that growing up. And then there was some reality of, you know, society that said artists don't make money, or it's really hard to be an artist or a good artist, or, you know, I mean, you have to be really talented, and you don't have that talent, right? Like, you know, most likely came from your parents, which is where that inner child comes through. And I think you're starting to see what a bunch of BS that was, and that it's killing you. Like the direction and the path you took, because all those lies that were told to you about who you were supposed to be and who you were, just don't cooperate with the person that you are today, which is why this transformation. And in your case, you know, this is what you could have had. Like, you could have this perspective of having everything that's perfect in your life, and you were just miserable inside, right? And it's going to take a lot of strength to do it, but it is something that you always had in your eye on, always had a passion for. And I think that as long as you take the skills that you learn to create this abundance for yourself, that it will, you know, integrate, and you can utilize those skills from that in this new exploration. And I'm getting exploration very clearly. And even this 2 of inspiration, I guess, also has a bit of exploration. But I think you are exploring your potential and exploring your outlets for creativity. I think it's basically, I don't know what's on the other side of this. All I know is that you're closing out this kind of who you were. And it is a karmic lesson. This is a big one for you. This is a real identity kind of crisis for you. Coming to terms with, this, especially possibly for the people who are around you as well. So we are going to get a card of, let me just close that off real quick. We are going to get an advice card. I'm just going to split those again before we, as to, the biggest advice I think I want to ask in this regards is, what's on the other side? Can you give me advice on as to what to expect? All right, Spirit, can we see what kind of expectations lie ahead for our Leos? Now, new moon in Virgo. So new moons, again, are also, it's the same thing, all about new beginnings, right? So, this is the full moon that's happening, which is the closure of something, closing of a cycle, the end, like cleaning out all the dust. You can start something new, or, dotting all the I's so you can edit, it's about completing projects. And this is trust all will be well. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. So your advice in this is really, obviously trust all of that. You need to just do what is honest and pure with yourself, because all of it will be meant for you in the end. Now let me read from the book, The Greener Pastures. Look at that. That's what I'm greener pastures, right? I don't know about the abundance part of it, but it's just, yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Sometimes we want everything to happen yesterday, but divine timing is a real thing. Sometimes we need more pieces of a jigsaw to fall into place before we can get what we want. Slowing down now is the key for you to get what you want. So take your time and allow events to unfold. See what you can do for others as a really quick and easy way both to distract yourself and to boost your good karma while you wait for your dreams to manifest. There's a reason why you pulled this card, so make sure you pay attention. So this job is really good, a good sign for matters related to job or health situations. Now I am, also the new moon of Virgo takes place when the sun and the moon are in Gemini. So you might have Gemini somewhere in your chart. If you do, that is just a reinforcement. All right, so I am going to read the affirmation. I want you now to slow down, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. On the last breath, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and then once you're done exhaling, I'm going to repeat this, or I'm going to say the affirmation out loud, and I'd like you to repeat it either to yourself or also aloud. All right, so let's start off by taking a deep breath in. And exhale full out. Now, set the determination that this time is for you. As you breathe in and let it all go on the exhale out. Now close your eyes. Last breath in, pure white light. And release, let toxicity out. I help others and others help me. I help others and others help me. I help others and others help me. So like I said, I feel like the skills that you learned in this situation that allowed you to get to this 10 of materials place is what is going to help spring you into the ability to go through this transformation. It's not just the strength that it's going to take. It's not just the leadership that you're going to show by creating an environment that promotes people to support you, but which again is all about doing things. Obviously, it's like it's reciprocal energy, right? And changing that energy vibe. But it is about a certain level of structuredness, and that, like, it's not just being a distracted artist, but it's a focused artist, right? Like, you now have an objective and you're getting these intuitive downloads, because the changing the energy, the inspiration for this is to change the energy around you, possibly start dancing. And by doing that, I think by connecting to that intuition, you're going to get those natural downloads, and you're going to have a lot more focus going further, taking this project forward. So I want to say. All right, thank you very much, my Leo Moons. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. You can comment in the section below. And don't forget to check out the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Thank you very much. Love and light. All right, Sagittarius, thank you for joining back with me. We are, again, talking about the Libra full moon, the artist full moon. Now with you, obviously, like, earlier I talked about the relocation. There may not be for a lot of people. There may absolutely be a relocation that is involved. This can be relocating as far as one company to another company, or this can be a literally relocation of a physical, location. You may be buying a new house, or you may be moving to a new city. You may be buying a boat and sailing through or down the European, waterways. I'm not sure, but there is some active movement coming through this. Let's see what else is showing up here. Number 7, the Chariot. I am blanking. I believe it's Cancer. Okay, I'm blanking on it right now. I'm gonna have to double check. The Knight of Voices. Again, this energy of thoughts and air, and the Four of Voices. Okay, so wow. Okay, what I'm getting, there's a like boom, 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 just okay. I'm getting like something has been stagnant for a while. This could be like for some of you, when I talked about like the inspiration, the artistry, like being obsessed with whatever it is, like something you've been resting, you sleeping, there is going to be some massive intuitive downloads. Whatever artistic goal, or whether you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking of starting a new business, whatever it is, it's going to come to you most likely in a state of rest. Either it's a Newton bathtub situation, or it is, a meditation situation, or you are literally sleeping and you are getting these downloads at 4 a.m. It's like you are traveling through the universe. You could actually be astral realm traveling, so you could be already traveling to a future you and seeing what you're doing, and it is going to change your life rapidly. You are going to get feedback almost immediately, because my guess is you already have the connections and the network to get this project off the ground. Like, you may already be an established artist. You may already have a platform for some of this stuff, and this new idea is just like gold, right? And you already, in essence, you've already established yourself as a leader. So people are less hesitant to, or they're less hesitant not to invest in you. Like they are looking forward to investing with you, right? Whether you are an artist and they want to show your film or your art or whatever, or you're an entrepreneur or you're an author. It's like your new book is going to, may actually be about horses. I don't know. There's a lot of horses here right now. But it's going to happen quickly. It is already April and I could say like in the next 3 months, like honestly. And I say 3 months instead of 3 weeks at this, because the 7th month out of the year and we're at the 4th, like that is still very quick energy for a project to become greenlit, right? This may be with a, you may be partnering up, like as far as like financing or something. Just a second, this is bothering me. Financing with someone. Yeah, it is Cancer. It's Cancer energy. So, you may already have like a financier or something for this opportunity. You may have, again, Cancer in either your 7th house or in Venus. That'll just be confirmation. But you are going to be getting also a lot of it's not just people who want to partner up with you. I feel like you're going to get a lot of praise for this. Like the way that the sun is coming out behind this sky, I just feel like there's so much praise for you that something had to cloud it, or else it'd go to your head, you know? Like I feel there's a little bit a need to, I think the advice here is going to be something needs to ground you. I feel like this may like literally sweep you away, and you're going to need some grounding, Sagittarius. And as far as like Sagittarius being, you know, the hunter and the traveler, I mean, this could literally take you around the world. Whatever your success is in this situation could take you around the world. As the flags down here flying, that's very Nepalese to me. So you may get to go to Nepal as well. Perhaps your project requires you to go to Nepal. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's a documentary of some sort about happiness. Or you may be doing a project about happiness. I'm not sure why that's coming through so vividly, but I even my, like, I just feel like talking fast. Like I can't slow down. I don't know what's happening, but it's obviously like, even though these are like, you know, voice is about communication as well, I don't feel like you're going to have to communicate a lot about this. I feel like a lot of this is going to manifest itself through the action of what you produce. Like people are going to be almost void of words when whatever this is comes around. They're just going to, like, you know, brilliant, lovely, gorgeous, amazing, some of your best work, things like that. Like I'm not, yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting. Let me close that off again real quick, open it back up. All right, Spirit, we are going to ask Sagittarius, what is the advice they need to know for this amazing situation? This is amazing. I mean, if any of this happens to you, you guys, please tell me how in the comment section for anyone who watches this. Not that I have a lot of followers, but you're still. All right. What is real simple? New moon in Aries. Go for it. I mean, this is like literally the quickest moving energy that I think I've had come up before. And again, new moons. You're the second one with a new moon. New moons are all about rebirth, about restarting. You know, the full moon, which is what we're going through now, is a closing out of a situation, right? So you can, you know, like throwing out all the bad ideas so you can start fresh. Spring cleaning so you can start new. You know, I got some of my seeds in the soil today, right? Because it's starting new. All right, I'm going to read directly from the book, as I say I always am. So there is nothing incorrect. Okay. This card heralds good news. Opportunities abound and the outlook is positive. Yeah, like I said, it's so clear. Go through the doors that are opening up to you. There's every reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going and be courageous. And that's that, again, that you know, take the chance. Chase your dreams with a childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move if you dare. Financially, be proactive. Like I said, there's literally like no time for dream, like no time for sitting, no time. Like this is literally just this quick moving, fast forward action. There's like maybe this moment of rest when the epiphany hits you, but then it's like full speed ahead, you know, charge. And I think that's very good. I don't see love here, but love is always in the air for everyone. Just have your eyes open, right? Don't be closed off to it, but don't go seeking it out, right? Just be open. Okay, so I have an affirmation for you, but I'm going to ask that you slow down. Or I should slow down. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. On the 3rd breath, I want you to close your eyes. And when we're done exhaling that last breath, you're going to repeat after me, either to yourself or out loud. So go ahead and take that first deep breath. Set the intention that this time is for you. And let that go. And then our second deep breath, pure white light. And release all the negativity. Now close your eyes on that last deep breath in, cleansing purity. And exhale all the way. Now repeat, I am on the right track. And complete this sentence. Soon I will. I am on the right track. Soon I will. I am on the right track. Soon I will. All right. Thank you very much, Sagittarius, for joining today. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I enjoy all the support. And don't forget to check out the short meditation right after this. Now take a deep breath in, deep, pure, clear, purifying energy. Pure white light. Now just calm yourself and focus in on the sounds.